Has any of our neighbor kids been stung by our beehive since April?
Nope.
And it's almost the end of July. So April, May, June, July, 4 months, and none of our neighbors or their kids have been stung.
Hi, this is Camille with Camille's Backyard Honey. And today I am going to teach you about bees, supplies, and what they do to help our environment. This right here is called bee bots. These are the frames, as you can see. There's white and black. This is a hive tool which you use to, if they're stuck together, to pry up, pull out. This is the smoker, which will wood or whatever, light it, wait till you get some good smoke, take this off, and smoke across the top. These are the gloves that you will use to get into the hive so you do not get stung. They are grown-ups, but for me, I use these kid ones. Just rubber, but they are hot. This is a veil to get into the hive. You must always wear a veil when you are getting into the hive. And I would wear long sleeves, long pants, and shoes. This is the bee. This will zip on and protect your arms. And it will fit over just like so. This is beeswax if you have ever seen it.
Okay, Camille, so what's the proper technique to get into the hive without crushing the bees too much, or especially the queen?
After they use it, you take your hive tool in your hand, you would break here, break there, and you would break here, break there, and you would put your hive tool in, put it up, pinch it, slide your middle finger in, put it on the little shelf, pinch it, slide your middle finger, then you could check for eggs, honey, whatever. Then,
is it easy to find the eggs?
Not your first time, and especially if you wear glasses and
Sunglasses. It's really hard to see the eggs.
you could slide it down if you can see eggs and find a middle one. And if you saw eggs, go back in. The bees, it would kind of float in as the bees move to the side. Then you don't want to interrupt anything, so you got to do it perfectly back. Like so. Then you'll let it close it up, put the bucket on, and you're done.
Okay. What do you like about beekeeping?
It's fun just to get into the hive, but it's hot. So, and the bees don't like it if you take too long, because it makes them angry, because they can't defend the whole top, the whole bottom, all of these boxes, entrance, all of this stuff. So you got to do it as quickly as you can, but be careful on your first time. Be slow.
Yeah, be smooth. Okay, what do some of your friends ask you questions about beekeeping?
Sometimes they ask me, what if you get stung? If you get stung, move away. If you get stung, say, I got stung by a wasp last week. Hang on my finger, right here. Then, if it was a bee from our hive, I would move away, back away, because that's a spot for the bees. It says, bees, come sting here, and the bees would come. So you have to back away, brush off a little, put your fingernail, credit card, because it's a little sac that keeps pumping like a sort of poison, and no matter how hard you try, you're not going to get that stinger unless you like cut it out, and that's not it. So.
Okay. What do you want to teach us about bees?
Bees are very calm unless you are like whacking them with a stick, throwing your ball against their hive. They probably won't attack you, especially ours, which are Italians, which are very good for beginners, and they are very calm. You have to use a smoker in a neighborhood because it calms the bees down so the neighbor's kids don't get stung, but out in like a 20-acre field when no one's around in a beehive, you don't have to use a smoker, but it's better if you do.
What about wearing black?
Bees
I have
hate
black.
black.
I have black pants on today.
Bees hate black because the skunk is one of their mortal enemies, because the skunk would come up, scratch in the hive, and the bees would say, "What's going on?" and go out, and the skunk would just eat the bees and make a little hole under the hive. Keep doing. So if you wear black and you get into the hive, you're gonna get stung at night.
Yeah. You have some questions on your notepad there?
Do you know what bee bread is? Bee bread is a mixture of pollen, nectar, it's like honey, sort of, but the bees eat it. It's like when you're making bread in the kitchen, you use different ingredients, the bees use different ingredients. Do you have any questions?
Has any of our neighbor kids been stung by our beehive since April?
Nope.
And it's almost the end of July. So April, May, June, July, 4 months, and none of our neighbors or their kids have been stung.
I've only been stung once, which is kind of my fault. Because I went to go pick up my turtle because my sister had brought it out, and I was by the hive, and there was a bee on the ground, and I was barefoot, and I stepped on the bee, and it stung me. So unless you're going to go around squashing the bees with
Bare feet.
or squishing them with your hand. One thing a neighbor kid did that was dumb a couple years ago was he found a dead bee. He said, "I wonder if it will sting me," and it was dead. He touched his finger and he got stung.
Yeah. So do you think it's safe for the neighbor kids?
Yes, unless they are like getting into the hive, like pulling off the lid, pulling out a thing, licking it, and they're probably not going to get
Yeah,
stung.
then the bees would defend themselves.
And one good thing about bees is we haven't, the couple years we've lived here, we've had a wasp hive, couple on our house like every year. Ever since we've got bees, we've never got them. Bees and wasps are mortal enemies, so they attack each other. The wasps want the bees' honey, and the bees want to kill off the wasps.
So yeah, we had lots of wasps around our house the last couple years, but this year we've seen 2 or 3 wasps total since we got our hive. So the bees have been doing a good job to tell the wasps to go somewhere else.
So,
Yeah, it might be hard to have too many bees in a neighborhood though.
have you ever heard of propolis? Propolis is what keeps hives sealed. So, say you have your lid to the bee box on and a big wind comes on. Why doesn't it blow off? Because the bees make this sticky stuff, and it's part of propolis, like this here. It's sticky.
It's also on the gloves too.
And it does not wash
Those
off.
gloves are
So
like brand new.
it does not wash off, so be careful what you wear when you get into the hive.
It will never come off your clothing.
Yes.
Once it's on, it's there forever.
Propolis is also waterproof, so when it rains, water doesn't get into the cuts because it has propolis. And it also makes the frames stick together. That's why you have a hive tool to split them apart. If you happen to get honey on your hive tool, the bees will swarm to it. it like ends to sugar.
They'll recycle the honey.
Yes, they'll take the honey and put it back in a cell.
So you could put the honey on top of the hive and they'll recycle it, or you could scrape it off on the side and it would drip down and they'll recycle all of it.
Yes. See these little holes? These are called cells. So the queen will lay an egg in the cell and it will hatch into a baby, which looks kind of like a white, looks like a mini grub. And the worker bees, which are also called the nurse bees, will feed it a little bit of royal jelly. If a baby bee is fed royal jelly its whole life, it becomes a queen. So, and they are also used to store pollen, honey, nectar for winter. So you get beeswax when you harvest your honey too. And that's what you make. This beeswax, if I melted it down, I can make a candle. You can also make chapstick out of beeswax and some other ingredients. Thanks for watching. Bye.
This is the hardest part of keeping your smoker going. What I like to do is just kind of get some cardboard and roll it in with a bunch of trash from the house or the garage or something. The wind's blowing, so I'm going to come over here. It's really blowing. You can just use some dry grass. But almost so hot I can't hold on to it. You can add some wood. If the smoker goes out and you're in the middle of tending your bees, then that's kind of a bad day. Let's kind of see if we can get some air in there. So you usually get the smoker going and then get the bee suit on. Put sunglasses on. So I've got my hive tool. Always have your hive tool. And having pliers is actually pretty handy. I've used them a couple of times. So I like the overlap of the hive suit and the beekeeper's gloves. Some people save a little bit of money. They just get normal leather gloves, and then they've got to be worried about their cufflinks. Alright, looks like that's going good. Put a little bit of smoke material in there. Not too much. You don't want to drown your... Look at that, that's good. Okay, Camille, tell me what you want to do. So what's that bucket?
This is the bucket. When you first start out, you put sugar water in here, but right now, since our hive's pretty big, as you can see, it's just water for the bees to drink.
Yeah. Pretty empty.
Yeah.
They also had some essential oils in here.
Yeah, first thing you do is you take off the bucket, then take the hive book.
A little windy today. have a cleansing breath.
Take off the lid.
Camille's the brains of the operation, I'm the muscle. So you want to have a cleansing, positive thought before you get into the hive.
See, there's a couple of these. And you take your smoker and smoke, not in the hive, just past the top. And see,
We put this
The
box
bees
on
go
just a
in
couple
it.
of days ago. So we probably don't even need to get into it. You want to show them that there's some wax maybe? There's, yeah, go ahead. Sis. Not twisting, prying. Don't twist, pry. Okay, these are all, there's hardly any bees in here. Yeah, we just put this in the other day. So we'll take this box off. We made this little window for the kids so they could watch the bees. Just in a couple of days there's enough propolis that I have to use the hive tool. So what you can do, you can set your lid down and start stacking the boxes. But you don't want to squish any bees, so you can just slide them off. Okay?
you smoke it again. Make the bees go in it. See? Now they start going in. And you take your hive tool.
Okay, I don't want the smoker to smoke this box. So I'm going to set it way over there.
You take your hive tool. See,
Now this one's tough, right, sis? So use all the leverage you can get.
we already gummed up.
Go down a little bit more. You gotta break them all, sis.
The propolis is really tough. You're not going to get it with just your hands. That's why we use the hive tool. Then you take your hive tool. I showed you that.
Go to the left first. This one back down.
Pull it up. And look at all that honey.
Yeah. Let's show the camera here. This one's pretty light. This has hardly any honey on it. So we're going to set this down. So we brought it out of the hive like this. So we're going to set it down like that. Okay. Push this. All of that leverage. Now there's enough room that you can probably just pull right out. Is that one heavy or light? See how I'm holding it? This one's pretty light too. Yeah, I set that so the bees don't squish up against each other.
Look how green.
Yeah, that propolis. Move the smoker a little ways away.
They have this little bee fence around here to keep neighbors and kids out.
Let's pull this one out. This one looks like it has capped honey. That's what you don't want to do. You always want to have your hive tool. This one right here, sis. foreign stuff in the hive. Sometimes you have to come down here and pry. Okay.
See, that's what it looks like capped. See, it's white. And see, right here at the bottom, there's a mistake.
You want to point out?
Where's the hive go? Where's the hive?
This is literally 8 to 10 pounds. This is a heavy one. It's not the heaviest. You can see on this side.
Hive toe?
It's in my back pocket. I got it.
And your...
I try not to set.
And sometimes you usually want to scrape this off. So you can just scrape it right off. Gotta be careful not to squish too many bees.
Should we show them?
See, that's some honey.
Should we get some honey on the bucket for the camera? Come over here. Yeah, hive tool. Okay, watch this. This is pretty amazing. That's honeycomb, that's super yummy. But those bees underneath that are kind of, I probably should have shook them off. They'll get unstuck eventually. Look in the frame there. All that honeycomb. So we'll eat some of that and put it back. You want to show them anything in here? Hey camera guy, can you look down in there? You hear them buzzing? They sound pretty happy right now. They don't seem like they're real upset. Camera guy is not even wearing gloves and he's inches away from the bees. Okay. Put this back in. Nice and gentle.
See, if you look close down here, you can see the bees' tons just looking up that honey.
So this box, last time we were in here, it was all honey. So, you want to show them what the larvae looks like?
Yes. Yum.
So to put these frames back, the best way is to just kind of use leverage in your tool. Come down here and press on the... So I'm going to grab these other frames. Notice I changed my pants. These are my dedicated beekeeping pants. They're not black. And if they get propolis on it, I'm okay with that. So spacing the hive is important for airflow. So I'm going to go ahead and move this box on top of that box. And to do that, I'm probably going to need the tool to pry this open. This is sealed amazingly well. And that is about 70 pounds. 60, 70 pounds. Okay.
These mistakes off the top.
Last time this box was also all honey. I'm just going to go all the way down to where this one's even heavier.
Probably 80, 90.
I can open up one of these, honey. You guys want to see one of these frames? happens if you lose a queen?
Our hive dies. Here, squish the queen. The hive's dead.
Hopefully you notice soon enough you can find a replacement. That's all capped honey. That frame out of the way, I have space to move stuff around. Okay, so the larvae's usually in the middle. Let's see what this one looks like. This one's pretty light, so yeah. So to see the eggs, you're gonna come out in the sun and look in.
See how it's darker than that one? That's because this one has been used a couple of times. So compare.
So there's the camera probably can't see it, but there's lots of eggs in there.
So you compare the different colors, how darker that one is to this one.
Yeah. This is capped brood right here. Almost bees ready to come out. Can't really answer the phone. And this is capped honey. So that's kind of long-term storage. There's a little bit of honey on this frame right here and over here. But if we see an egg, oh, this guy just is stinging my glove. Must have made him mad. Pretty cool. Just let that float back in there. Okay. Go ahead and put the box back together. Did you want to show them anything else?
That's it. One thing that keeps the hive cool if it's a really hot day is the bees. They will come out and just kind of make a little group and attach onto there. And cool off the My little sister, she's 6. She says, they're decorating for the Queen's birthday.
I'm just going to set it on that shelf, get a hold of my hive tool and just ease it down in there.
And also if the hive itself is hot, then they will go to the entrance and kind of fan their wings. See, like these ones are doing? And the air will circulate up and make the hive cool. Come out, the little...
Okay. Get it spaced. Lift this beastie box back on here.
Needs to be spaced again.
Whoa. That's heavy.
Yes.
That's why you get medium boxes. So
If these were deep, then they would probably weigh like 100.
they'd be almost 100 pounds if they were deep boxes. I don't think I've smashed a bee yet. Usually I smash 1 or 2. But the day's not over yet. Next year we're going to have a fence so we don't have to put this little bee fence up. It's a leaf. Like with many things in life, attention to detail matters. how the bees sound. Are they upset? Oh, there's one right there I smashed. There's a little stinger.
Has these lines. That's like a message for the bees to come land and pollinate that flower. So that's another cool thing.
This box is light as can be.
Probably 10 pounds. 5-pounder.
Clear these guys out of the way. Back then, probably gonna smoke them down. Come on down, guys. Whoops. You don't want to make any changes. Like the entrance needs to stay the same. Like you wouldn't want to move your hive to the right or to the left.
If we moved our hive over there, and the bees, we moved our hive from here to over there, all of the bees would gather at this spot. And just wait.
Right. So this little fence is mostly to keep the neighborhood balls out of the way. So it's end of July. We already have 5 boxes on. Next time we go downtown, we're gonna have to get a 6th box. So I'll have that filled up pretty quick. Anything else, Camille?
Nope.
Camille's backyard honey and Camille's bee tours. Thank you. They sound pretty happy right now. They don't seem like they're real upset. The camera guy is not even wearing gloves and he's inches away from the bees.